Our guest today is a formidable mastermind and quiz genius. She's been battling the British public for 10 years on The Chase. And now Anne, the governess Hegerty, is back in action and ready to beat the chasers.
They're back, the greatest quiz team in the world.
Let's see what you're really made of.
Can anyone beat the chasers? What colour's the skin of the soursop tropical fruit? 100 grand gone in 1 second.
50 seconds on our clock, for which we will offer you £50,000.
Get it wrong, it's game over.
Wellies are worn on what part of the body?
Feet.
Correct. Sarson's distilled malt?
Vinegar.
Correct. What month is the winter solstice in the UK?
January.
It's December. Yes!
Anne, welcome. It is lovely to see you. I was watching last night, absolutely loving Beat the Chasers. How competitive are you and the other chasers? Because obviously we know you're competitive individually and when you're playing, you know, on The Chase, but suddenly you're all together. And if one of you gets it wrong, how is that panning out?
I mean, obviously, you know, we're not trying to beat each other. We're trying to work together to beat the contestants. But, yeah, if someone gets something wrong, I mean, I think by and large we're sort of very sympathetic because, you know, any minute now it could be us. I mean, I got something wrong. It was either yesterday or the day before. Yesterday, I think it was. You know, Mark has got things wrong. Paul got something wrong and Jenny slapped him on the arm, and then they were so busy, you know, play fighting that they missed the next question. So yeah, that happens.
I do see your eyes dart sometimes though if somebody does get it wrong. You know, the eyes go.
Well, yeah, sometimes you just sort of go, ooh, but you know, any minute now it's probably going to be me doing that.
Now, what I'd like to ask you, Anne, is you're a very formidable character on that show, and I've been on the show, and you scared the living daylights out of me, but I've also... yes, you did. But I've also interviewed you, and you are such a warm person. What I wanted to ask you is, when you're cast as the governess, I mean... Yeah. Is that a tough thing? Did you think, oh, why can't I be someone a bit more, you know, user-friendly?
No, I mean, I think I always intended to be quite sort of... I mean, originally the character was going to be more sort of creepy than she is. I remember saying that I wanted her to be a sort of cross between Caroline Aherne as Mrs. Merton and Daphne Fowler on Eggheads. And I wanted everyone to sort of think in terms of Dolores Umbridge and how the creepiest thing about her was those damn kittens. And then a friend of mine said, well, that's a bit too different from what you're like and you won't be able to maintain that. So I kind of went for the more... She's based a bit on my grandmother, who I did mention earlier, and she was formidable, and one of my aunts, and just sort of, you know, generically this sort of rather scary character. Americans have compared her to Professor McGonagall, and honestly, you'd rather be McGonagall than Umbridge, really, wouldn't you?
Definitely. Well, you know, and you know, we know that you get on very well with everybody that you work on, but you've got a particular strong relationship with Mark and possibly speak nearly every day. How did that relationship get established?
I've heard people say we speak every day, and that's a bit of an exaggeration, but we do speak sort of, you know, at least a couple of times a week. We're just good mates. I'm godmother to his kid. We just, you know, if one of us is upset about something, then the other one will sort of check in on them and, you know, are you okay? So, you know, we're very sort of mutually supportive. But then there's a sense in which all the chasers are very mutually supportive. You know, we're all sort of concerned about Paul's health, for example, and we're all just kind of making sure everyone's okay.
Anne, we've obviously been talking on the show about younger men and about Janet's, you know, desire for Harry Styles, and you guys have become world famous, really, and because there's a lot of men who sort of like the idea of the kind of the very in control woman. Do you find that you have a fan base amongst younger men who like that? Like the governess?
I seem to have quite a fan base among gay men. I don't quite know what that proves.
I love that.
Yeah, most of my fans, I think, are women. Most of them are older women, and I think some of them are women who are rather hoping that I'm a lesbian, and I have to sort of let them down gently. I mean, I actually, you know, right from my teens, I was always into older men, to the concern of my mother. I mean, literally, I didn't. Everybody else my age went through a David Cassidy phase. I didn't go through a David Cassidy phase. I went straight into the Lee Marvin phase. And,
like my mother loved Lee Marvin. Paint your wagon.
Absolutely.
And do you still?
I mean, I've fancied him since I was swimming Cat Ballou, which I think came out when I was about 10 or something like that. But I mean, what can I say? My ideal bloke is Tommy Lee Jones.
So would that still be the case, Anne? You know, if you were looking for a partner, looking for a man, that you would always look to somebody older, not younger now?
Well, not necessarily older, but he would be sort of, you know, he'd have been around the block a bit. I can see that Harry Styles is very pretty and so on, but I mean, Janet, I assure you, I am not a threat in that regard, because he's cute, but you can have him.
And I want to ask you, could you bear to have a relationship with someone who didn't like quizzes? Because my partner, I am obsessed with Scrabble and anything like a quiz. I mean, as a teenager, I was in quiz teams quite a lot, and I still like a quiz. My partner can't stand it. He finds it as a threat, almost.
Well, I mean, it would have to be someone who was into, you know, being intelligent and facts and reading books. I mean, you know, it might not be a problem if he was not sort of necessarily into quizzing, as long as he understood that I was into quizzing, and you know, every Tuesday night I was going to be quizzing with the Quiz League of London, and on Wednesday nights I was going to be quizzing with the online Quiz League, and he was just going to have to suck this up because I was busy.
And
yeah,
we're running out of time.
I've heard that Tommy Lee Jones does love a quiz, so you're all right.
That is very good to know.
Can we just ask you before you go, Anne, you know, whoever it is, whether it's your older man, a younger man, whoever, would you ever let anybody win?
Never.
Literally,
I mean, I don't even let children win. You know, if I'm playing games, if I'm playing any kind of a game against children, you know, you will see I am trying to win.
OK, that's good. Listen, Anne, it's always lovely to talk to you. Come back on Luceman any time. We love to see you. Happy New Year as well, although under difficult circumstances, I know. Beat the Chasers is back on tonight, 9 o'clock on ITV. Thank you, Anne. Say hi to everyone from us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Anne.
She's wonderful, isn't she?
That was so long.
Yeah, great.